Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. I'm excited today. I mean, and if you clicked on this video, you're like, why do you have to do this intro every single time? Like, I clicked it. I know you're not alone, but it's just so exciting for me to announce that I'm not alone. And I'm so excited because I am joined by Luke Black, who is competing at Pesma or Pesma za Euroviziju, Serbia's national selection for Eurovision 2023. And I mean, Luke, you came on the scene. People were like, we're hungry for more of this song. Have you been excited? Have you been surprised by a little bit of the fanfare and welcome that you've gotten this year at the national selection?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm over the moon excited for everything. It's really, I didn't really expect it, to be honest. I thought I was going to be one of those people that are just like, oh, we have like, you know, a couple of thousand views and like nobody cares. And then, like I wanted to focus on my performance to elevate the song. But then the audio file got a lot of attention, and I just I don't know, I didn't really expect it. For the first couple of days I was really excited and I was reading all the comments, but then I kind of stopped because I was fearing everything going downhill. So I just I just stopped looking at it, focused on the performance. I haven't been really active on social media. um, Militarizing the voters or anything, like, but yeah, I'll try to do that later, I guess.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. You've got some time before the national selection really kicks off. We've got two semis and then a final. And it really is just like a week long process, at least for the national selection. But obviously, this process is much longer for you. And so I want to take it back because you did try to represent Serbia best, right? At Eurovision?
Yeah, I did in 2016. I was kind of like invited they've done the choices internally, and obviously like they did not like just choose one person and so that person is going, but they want to hear what people are doing, and they're making a selection. They were really interested in my song called Demons. They basically asked me, oh, what are you working on right now? So I presented a couple of songs. I thought Demons was a bit too dark, to be honest, to be on Eurovision, but they really liked it. I don't think like at that moment, like I was a really young artist and I was, my head was all over the place. So I don't think I would have been able to, um, you know, s to be fully myself on stage as I can do it right now. I think, yeah, and there were like creative differences as well, and I was kind of more stubborn to any change. So I guess, yeah, now that I'm a bit more mature, I I did this endeavor, and then yeah, I just tried it out, and it succeeded.
So, what was the process like this time? Because every national selection is different. I was talking to some Portuguese artists where there it's invitation only. They literally look for songwriters and they invite people to compete in their festival. Some competitions it's an open submission process. Anyone can submit a song. So, what was this process like this year for Serbia's national selection?
Yeah, it was like that. It was like an open invitation for everybody to submit the song. To be honest, I was really, really, really inspired by the last year's contestant Constructor, because I mean, I've been repeating this in every interview unintentionally, but I have actually worked with the band Zemlja Gruva, from where Constructor is, for since 2010. So before all of this happened, and we were just, they are my musical family. And once she has done it, and then her artistry was recognized, I kind of softened myself to the whole idea of applying for Eurovision, because for me, Eurovision was always like, oh, it needs to be just flashy and happy. And I was like, oh no, like that is not like, I am not happy. I mean, I am, but like not that much. And I was always afraid of waving the flags and stuff. I was just like, how am I going to do that? But yeah, after last year, I got a bit braver to do it. And then yeah, it was an open submission. I just submitted the song. The song was originally written in English, but I made a version which is half Serbian, or even more Serbian, I guess, than half. But yeah, it was a really important message that I wanted to convey. That's why I kept like some of the English in it, and I'm really happy that the people who were in the jury really liked it.
I mean, the selection is great this year. I've been loving listening to all the songs, and obviously your song really does stand out. Did you get any advice from Constructor or her collaborators in like kind of submitting and throwing your hat in the ring?
No, I was just saying no, 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 and she was saying yeah, 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 just do it, just do it. I mean, we have worked additionally on the track in the like I worked with my friends from uni, from England. I worked on the track in 2020 and then made it a bit better in 2022, I guess, because I slept on it, ironically. and and basically, yeah, once like I was in the final stages, I went to make it a bit more artistic with Constructor and Zemlja, and get the sound done, and well, basically what we've been doing for 10 years. Like, it's just like kind of making it a bit more luscious. But yeah, there was no advice in like a creative process. It was more like, yeah, just do it. And then she kind of made me do it. And then I did.
Well, I am glad that she made you do it because I hope now through this process you're having enough fun so that you can then encourage more folks to throw their hat in the ring because we want to see Serbia win Eurovision soon. And I feel like it could be coming. So we need more people to throw their hat in the ring. And I don't no jinxes thrown out there or anything, but maybe it could happen this year. I'm just saying we'll see. We'll see how it all goes down.
I mean, there's really, really, really good songs. I really, I'm appreciative of all of them because like it's just very different. And usually, like in the past, as I said, like the experience that I had watching it, it was, like my vision of it was, oh, it's like just the same song over and over, and then there's a few standouts. But now it's like everything is different, and I love it. I
Well,
love
I
it.
I have to say, as an American Eurovision, fan, I always love asking people, like, do you have like a first Eurovision memory? Like something that you're like, oh, I remember like watching this
Yeah.
as a kid. Oh, do you mind sharing?
Yes, my first memory was in my little bedroom on a small boxy TV watching Ruslana and Željko Joksimović. I think that was like the competing for the number one spot. And we were all like, oh my God, like on the tip of our toes, and like, oh, he's going to win, he's going to win. And then Ruslana won. And I was happy, like I wasn't like vibing with the song. Obviously, it was very happy for me, but like, it was like literally so intense. It was like watching sports, to be honest. Like it it was really, really, really good. And I don't know, that was the first memory, definitely, definitely.
Okay, and that's one thing I would say maybe the American in me because they say Americans like we're competitive. So maybe that's an aspect of Eurovision that I like. Although I know it's a celebration of music. I love getting new songs just added to my playlist. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
now I just get like new songs that I likely wouldn't ever just discover just on the radio here in
yeah.
the United States. It would be so limiting if my playlist was just that. So I do think this diversity of sound is so nice. But you talked a lot about these emotions that you sort of have towards music and whatnot. What do you want people to feel after they watch your performance? I know you can't tell us everything that you're doing on the stage, and of course we want to tease it to make sure people tune in because you'll have to see it. Uh, but what do you want people to kind of feel after consuming what you're putting together?
um I wanted to reach a collective awakening, and yeah, and to kind of show that we can, we can battle through our difficulties and and win.
I like that. I'm like, yes, I like that. And I think, it's interesting because I say at Eurovision, there's always a mood of Europe. And it's hard to predict it. But I do think when you see the winner of Eurovision, it kind of can tell you what the mood of Europe is. So I like that. I like that reaction that you want folks to have. Now, this is a question I ask everyone. So, you especially, you have a very unique sound.
Yeah.
So, of the national selection, if you could steal, remix someone else's song from the selection, whose song would you take and put the Luke Black spin on?
Oh, that is such a good question. Oh my God. Um, um, I think I would take Zaina, with her amazing vocal, and just make it kind of industrial.
I
I
like
think,
that. I could
I,
hear that. I could
yeah,
hear
the
that.
raspiness of her voice, and like just underneath like a very industrial beat, like a siren singing, but with a very cultural vocal that she has. I think that for me, it would make me dance a bit more than like something that's more of a Spanish rhythm, but like it just like, yeah, her voice like can be really good, and it could be good for a film track as well.
I agree with that. I like that. Okay. Okay. We got it. We got the song that you would steal. So I've been asking people some like random questions, and at first when I was asking these random questions, I'm like, maybe no one will care. But I think people have been like, oh, that's like such an unusual question. So, I mean, we all had to, sit through school and whatnot. What do you think is the most useless thing that you learned in school?
I have to be honest. I just had recently an experience with trying to get my math, knowledge, um, from the back of my head because I forgot all about it. And we received the plan of the stage, for Eurovision, and we didn't receive the depth of the stage. So it's kind of like, oh, this is where I'm going to use my like trigonometry or whatever skills. Like now I get it why I needed it. But yeah, I would definitely say like we learn, and I was a kid that thought that school is quite useless, to be honest, like because we were learning about stuff that we necessarily didn't need, and then if we can make a balance of things that are like really practical and things that are good for our knowledge, especially maybe biology is useful to kind of learn about the body, and but like if we could like have subjects that are like, oh, problem solving and teaching compassion and kindness, like I think that would be really good. I feel like I missed out on that. We usually are taught in school to be evil and like mean to everybody. And like I would love a class which is like, no, that is not cool. So basically everything is useless. Do I need to choose a subject or something? I don't know.
No, I mean, I think you spoke on it. I received that. No, I received that. I think my random question was sort of, is there a language that maybe you don't speak, but you like the sound of it, even though maybe you don't understand it, but you like the sound of it, thus maybe you'd want to learn it. I don't know.
um yeah, Japanese. um I'm a really big fan of anime, and as much as I watch it, and I have watched it throughout history, I still do not understand the thing. Um, Also, French. I would like to be really fluent in French. I've been learning it with the apps and stuff like every day. I'm on my good streak. But like, yeah, just I think Japanese is like, once I'm done with a bit of French, like Japanese, I really want to learn it because like I feel like it sounds so good and it's so expressive. Um, but yeah, English is my favorite language, I guess. But I obviously like talk talk in English. I hope nicely.
Nope, I'm understanding you. It sounds pretty beautiful. You've got a nice lilt to it, sounding a little bit, a little bit more elevated than I think the way that I
Thank you.
speak English. But I'll be working on that. So, I'm an American. We're talking about language. I need the breakdown a little bit. I want to be able, and especially because I've been bumping Serbia's national selection, and to me, I'm like, I need to know these songs. So if you could, maybe help me out, and you'll help some other people out. Like maybe take a portion of the song and give me a little taste of how to say it in Serbian. So maybe a portion of the song that you could teach me a little bit.
Okay, so for my song, um, gosh, well, there's definitely two messages that are like the most important for me in Serbian, which is when I wrote it, like it got that depth that didn't exist in the English version, and that is Savest spava, dok
Okay.
svet gori, meaning the conscious is asleep while the world is burning.
Ooh.
So do you want to try to
Yeah.
do you want to
Okay, we're
try
gonna
to
try this. So if you do a line, I will try to repeat, and you can
Okay.
tell me how I'm
Okay,
doing.
so Savest spava.
Sada spava.
It's like savest. Savest.
Savis.
Yes, with a T in the end.
Savist.
Yes, amazing. Oh, good. Maybe I should be a teacher. Um, so Savest spava.
Savis spava. Savis
Yes,
spava.
yes. Dok
Dok
svet
svet
gori.
gori.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Okay. See, I'm working on this. I'm gonna be all set up so that if Serbia wins, then when I go to Eurovision 2024, I will be able, to hobnob with the locals and hang out. But
We'll get you sorted. Like, yeah, it will be all fine.
all right, that's all I asked. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Best of luck on the stage and break a leg. You got a whole bunch of people rooting for you.
Thank you. I had no pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
No, I
Just
really
go
hope
there.
that the message comes through, and aesthetically, I'm really really happy with the way things are turning out. It's just up to par with what I wanted to present on stage, and which is my dream kind of. And like I just can't wait for that to happen and be absorbed by Serbian people and possibly the world.
Yes.